Good, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. This is Miss Wallace approaching to my right, Judge. She's here. We turned in this morning around 3 a.m. on a warrant that was signed by Judge Bunyan.
I did read the warrant.
Just so the court is aware, I've spoken with Detective O'Malley, and he's aware of her turn-in. She's present. I've looked over corrections, inmate sheet. She has no prior criminal history prior to this. Obviously, based upon the charges, and I think the court is probably aware, if they're not, just so I make the record, prior to her turning herself in this morning, she was an elementary school teacher, obviously based upon the charges. She's taken a leave of absence from her position. There's also a DCF case plan with her minor children that has been put into place. I've confirmed that with Detective O'Malley. They have placed, they have left the children in her custody, but they have placed her children with her mother in West Palm Beach. She's been living since the incident in West Palm Beach with her mom as well, because obviously she's going to lose her position long-term with the Orange County School Board. At this point, I believe that we're probably going to be resigning our position with Orange County Schools. And so Detective O'Malley has no issues with her relocating to West Palm Beach, living with her mom and her brother. So we're just going to ask that the court voice no objection to her continuing to follow the case plan that shows that. Detective O'Malley stated that when Judge Bunyan signed the warrant, I just received a copy of the affidavit for arrest warrant. Ms. Bush was kind enough to print it and give it to me, but my understanding in the copy of the actual warrant that Detective O'Malley sent to me was that bonds could be set at IAs. What he anticipated was that count one would be set within the bond schedule at the $10,000 mark based upon the lack of her criminal history. He did inform me that he felt like count two would be met at the standard amount of a secondary count, which would normally be the 150, but I think because this resulted in the death, that it has to be at the amount of the bond schedule, which it doesn't show.
I don't think that he has any control over what the bond schedule says, so okay. Why don't I call the case first?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
So this is case number 2020 CF 11324, and then, ma'am, can you just state your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. Kendra Wallace.
Okay, Miss Wallace. And Miss Arnold, have you filed a notice of appearance or intending to do that?
I am intending to do it. Okay. My assistant was coming in this morning early, so I don't know if it's made it to the clerk's page electronically.
I don't know. I just asked because just in case of a bond issue or not being able to make a bond.
There will be an NOA filed.
Okay. So probable cause was found pursuant to a warrant for manslaughter, voluntary or involuntary. At least that's what it says on the front page. So it's aggravated manslaughter of a child, and count two is neglect of a child. So probable cause was previously found. Ms. Bush, did you want to be heard as to bond? She has no criminal history. I don't think a $10,000 bond.
The state is not going to make an argument with regard to bond. The state would defer to the court in this matter.
Okay, and so first, you're not to have any contact, Ms. Wallace, directly or indirectly with the victim's family, okay? All right, and additionally, you're to abide by any DCF case plan that is in place.
Yes, ma'am.
I have no objection, and with her residing in Palm Beach with her mother, she's not being placed on any pretrial release or anything like that. I'm going to add the no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition as a condition of her release. I am going to set the bond at $10,000 on count one and $150 on count two. And so if there's an issue with the bond, you can file a bond motion with the trial division. Okay. Anything further from defense or state?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The state does have a request. If she has a passport, that the state would request that she surrender the passport.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you own a passport, Ms. Wallace?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
So, Ms. Arnold, I don't know if you'll be able to get a hold of that passport prior to her release, but I would just order that it be turned into the clerk's office within 24 hours of her release.
Yes, ma'am.
That gives you an opportunity to get it and turn it into the clerk, okay?
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, Judge.
all right.
We have nothing else before the court.
Okay.
May I be excused?
Yes, you may. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Her mother resides in Palm Beach County.
Is it Palm Beach County, Ms. Arnold?
I'm sorry.
Can you ask her if it was Palm Beach County? I think she said Palm Beach County. Is it Palm Beach County?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'm just putting that in the order so there's no issues.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Judge. All right, thank you.
This case.
All right, now
is
I
going to
have,
null
act-
pros,
they rebooted
for
my
an offer
interpreter, so I'm,
of-
let me just see if I can connect.
I'll show you.
Actually, at this point,
Okay, show me.
my offer is going to be the
We're
Good morning,
connected.
Your Honor. This is Laura Arroyo, State Certified in Spanish Interpreter, already duly sworn.
Okay, and you said you've been sworn?
Yes, I have.
Okay, thank you. We had some issues with the panel, had to be rebooted, so, I think they're bringing in, you're connecting into the BRC1, and defendant is
Okey-dokey.
approaching the podium.
Give me a second, I will
Sure,
connect.
thank you.
my offers
All right, let me know when you've made contact.
for credit time served anyway.
Yeah, it's just it was a null pros one. That's the only reason. I was.
None of that was in the record. My offer is going to be the
Okay,
one
I
that.
just saw the email come
Sí.
up.
Connection is established.
Okay. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Orlen Ordóñez Canales. Orlen Ordóñez Canales.
Orlin Ordóñez Canales.
All right, Mr. Adornes Canales, you're here in 2020 CF 11391AO. You're arrested for child neglect, and there is probable...
Sorry, Your Honor, I didn't catch what he was arrested for.
Child
And-
neglect.
and- Thank you. And may I ask the deputy to move the mic? I think that's I'm getting interference, and I think that's affecting my ability to hear. Thank you.
All right.
Do
Do you need me to start over?
No, just with the charge, and I can
Okay.
continue from there.
He's been charged with child neglect. I do find that there is probable cause. He qualifies for the public defender. I don't have a PD
We
form.
didn't get any Spanish form.
Okay. Ms. Felter, do we know if anybody's speaking with,
What we're doing right now, you mean for the affidavit?
I'm just aware, I got an email from your office saying that you all are required to get the PD forms in order for the PD to be appointed, so I'm just making sure I'm not doing anything against what your office wants, so.
No, I wasn't aware of social services. They were doing it over the weekend, so I didn't know if they handed them in or
We
what.
only received the English forms. We did not receive any Spanish.
For the Spanish speaking?
Yes.
Go ahead and do it. I'll handle it on the back
Okay,
end.
that sounds good.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, sir, did you want the public defender appointed in your case?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in all of your cases. Also, you're here in 2020 CT 807AA and 2020 CT 808AA. You're charged with operating a motor vehicle without a valid driver's license and driving under the influence. And there's probable cause for those offenses as well. In 2016 CT 8303AO, you failed to appear for a motion, and the judge did set your bond at $2,500. And in 2016 CT 8302AO, you failed to appear as well, and the bond is set at $2,500. Does he already have the public defender in those cases?
No.
Okay, so the public defender will be appointed in those cases as well. So going back to the first charge, we don't have any witnesses present, Ms. Bush, do you know?
No, Your
Okay.
Honor.
All right, so I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order, sir. Do we have he already signed it? Okay. Did you understand everything on it, sir?
Yes.
You're also to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to drive without a valid driver's license. On the no valid driver's license and the driving under the influence, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no alcohol or drugs without a valid, no alcohol or drugs without a valid prescription, no driving without a valid driver's license. Okay, so as it relates to the child neglect charge, the bond is set at $1,000. Bond is set on count 1 of the driving charge at $100, and count 2 will be $1,000. The bonds on the other cases will remain as well. You additionally have an immigration detainer, sir. So that will need to be lifted before you will be able to be released if you do post your bond. If you have questions about that or you need legal assistance, you'll need to contact the public defender. All right, thank you.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, for jumping in. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Yes.
This interpreter has a very bad connection. I'm struggling being able to do simul as I hear you because there's an interference. It cuts you off. If you don't mind, I'd rather go over the PA because I'm having a lot of difficulties.
Okay, can I try to call back?
Or you could do that as well, whichever of the two.
Okay, will it be you answering or somebody else?
I'll make sure not to answer if you want to do that, or I can switch over to the PA, whatever you prefer.
Well, the PA takes a lot longer, so let me try to call back, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Okay.
I will disconnect.
All right, thank you.
I'm gonna try the other one too, Your Honor, that's on this side to see if it works better.
It's usually those headphones that are working and those headphones are not.
Okay.
Did you switch them already, or? Okay, it's usually those headphones that are working.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is Theodore Leal, Spanish interpreter. The interpreter has been previously sworn.
Okay, thank you. We were previously on with another interpreter and there were some connection issues, so I just want to, we switched the headset out. So I just want to see if that is possibly resolving the issue. So we do have the defendant at the podium. If you could just make contact in courtroom BRC 1.
Thank you, Your Honor. Just a moment. The interpreter is connected, but the interpreter wonders whether the microphone is close enough because the interpreter was able to hear him, but very faintly.
Okay, the other interpreter told us to move the move the microphone away. All right, why don't we try that again? Can you hear him better?
Much better, Your Honor.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your name, please?
Giancarlo Rosados y Fonte.
Giancarlos Rosados y Fontes.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 2020 CF 11393AO. You were arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling, stalking, domestic violence, criminal mischief, over 200 under 1,000, and resisting an officer without violence. I do find that there's probable cause for those offenses. And do we have PD forms for them? or
Not
no?
for
Okay. Did you want me to appoint the public defender, sir?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. I will appoint the public defender to represent you. We don't have any witnesses present, correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
So I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
Sí.
Yes.
You're also to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You've been trespassed from there, so you're to abide by any trespass warning. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. If you have any weapons or any firearms, you're to surrender them within 6 hours of your release from the Orange County Jail, and you're to comply with any DCF investigation pending. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000, count 2, $500, counts 3 and 4 are $100. All right, thank you, sir. I thought you said we ended up getting this managed or something. That's what I thought I heard. Good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Eric Donaldo Bonilla Rodriguez.
Eric Donaldo Bonilla Rodriguez.
All right, Mr. Bonilla Rodriguez, you're here in case number 2020 MM 6853AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause, and did you want me to appoint the public defender to represent you, sir?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. I will appoint the public defender in your case. And we do have a witness here. Ma'am, do you require the interpreter as well? I need a verbal response. So you're shaking your head no.
No.
Okay, I need you to speak up loudly because it's very difficult
No,
to
I don't
hear.
speak English.
Okay, thank you. Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
Huh?
Can you raise your right hand to be sworn in?
I need an
¿Puede dar
interpreter.
la mano derecha para que preste juramento?
She doesn't.
Your
she-
Honor, she's saying she does need an interpreter.
Oh, she was shaking her head. No, okay.
Yes,
Okay. I think, okay. Can we take the headphones off of him then so that, Mr. Interpreter, I believe the witness needs the interpreter as well, which I think you did hear. I saw her shaking her head no. So would you be able to do everything over the loudspeaker at this point?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please raise your right hand to be sworn in, ma'am.
Levante la mano derecha para que preste juramento, señora.
Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
¿Jura decir la verdad, toda la verdad y nada más que la verdad?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, please put your hand down.
¿Puede bajar la mano, por favor?
Tell me your name, please, and spell your last name.
Diga su nombre, por favor, y luego deletrea el apellido.
Jency Barrientos. Barrientos.
Jency Barrientos. Barrientos spelled B as in boy, A as in alpha, R, I as in India, E as in echo, N as in Nancy, T as in Tom, O as in offer, S as in Sam.
All right. And then, Ms. Bush, did you want me to inquire for purposes of this
Yes, Your
hearing?
Honor.
Okay.
Quiero que haga las preguntas para propósitos de la audiencia, señora Fiscal Bush, sí, su señoría.
How do you know Mr. Bonilla Rodriguez, ma'am?
Señora, ¿cómo es que usted conoce al señor Bonilla Rodríguez?
Es mi pareja.
He's my partner.
And how long have you been in a relationship?
¿Ya hace cuánto tiempo que llevan ustedes en esa relación?
Como 9 meses, creo.
About 9 months.
Do you live together?
¿Viven juntos?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you afraid of him?
¿Usted le tiene temor a él?
No.
No.
Do you want to have contact with him through the pending of this case?
¿Quiere usted tener contacto con él mientras transcurre este caso?
No me importa, la verdad, está bien.
It doesn't matter. It's fine, to tell you the truth.
Has there been violence in your relationship in the past?
¿Y en el pasado ha habido violencia en su relación?
No, era la primera vez que pasaba.
No, it was the first time this ever happened.
Do you think drugs or alcohol had any involvement in what happened?
¿Usted cree que lo que pasó fue una cuestión de tragos o de consumo de estupefacientes?
Sí, es que él estaba borracho.
Yes, it happens that he was drunk.
If something like this were to happen again and you felt threatened, would you call law enforcement?
Si algo como lo que ocurrió volviese a suceder otra vez y usted se siente amenazada, ¿usted llamaría a la fuerza pública?
Sí.
Yes.
All right, Ms. Bush, did you have any additional questions?
Fiscal Bush, ¿tiene preguntas adicionales?
No, Your Honor.
No, su señoría.
Ms. Felter?
No, Your Honor.
Perfecto. No, su señoría.
I have one additional question, ma'am. Do you have any concern for the safety of your 1-year-old daughter?
Señora, yo sí tengo una pregunta más que hacerle. ¿Usted tiene alguna preocupación o inquietud en cuanto a la seguridad de su hija que solo tiene 1 año?
No,
No.
Okay. Thank you for your testimony, ma'am.
Gracias por su testimonio, señora.
Based on my review of the affidavit, I'm not comfortable allowing contact today, so I'm ordering that there's no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order, sir.
Bueno, basándome en la revisión que acabo de hacer sobre el escrito bajo juramento, yo realmente no me siento cómoda permitiendo que haya contacto de una buena vez. Así que de momento voy a tener que imponer una orden de prohibición de contacto, ni directo ni indirecto, y el señor tendrá que firmar un formulario de prohibición de contacto por ahora.
Do you understand everything on the no contact order?
Señor, ¿entiende todo lo que se refiere a esa orden de prohibición de contacto?
Sí.
Yes.
You're also to maintain a separate residence.
También tiene que mantener sus residencias por separado.
You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings.
Y se le permitiría que usted regrese una sola vez en compañía de la fuerza pública para recoger efectos personales.
You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription.
Y también se le prohíbe el uso y la tenencia de alcohol o de drogas a menos que tenga una prescripción médica.
You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition.
También se le prohíbe la tenencia o porte de armas de fuego, de cualquier tipo de arma o de parque de municiones.
You're also to comply with any DCF or Department of Children and Families investigation.
Y también usted debe cumplir y colaborar con cualquier investigación que esté realizando el Departamento de Niños y Familia en cuanto a este caso.
You also have an immigration detainer, sir, which will have to be lifted before you can be released from the Orange County Jail.
Y también usted tiene una solicitud del Departamento de Inmigración. Y hasta que esa solicitud no se despeje, usted no podrá salir de la cárcel del condado de Orange.
I am going to place you on pretrial release, sir. Make sure you comply with the court order as well as pretrial release.
Así que yo lo voy a poner en libertad provisional. Asegúrese de cumplir con las órdenes del tribunal y con las órdenes que le dé el Departamento de Libertad Provisional.
All right, thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for your testimony today.
Gracias, señor, y gracias, señora, por el testimonio que ha brindado el día de hoy.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Braulio Romualdo Miranda Gómez. Braulio.
Braulio
Ajá.
Miranda Gómez.
Miranda, I had Miranda Gomez next. Is this Miranda?
Okay, I didn't know if you had took out Vega Martinez. but she
Okay,
was on.
I only had Miranda Gomez next, so. Mr. Miranda Gomez? All right, sir, you're here in 2020 CT 94. You're arrested pursuant to an out-of-county warrant out of Sumter County. The judge in Sumter County did set your bond at none in the case. I am going to appoint the public defender here to represent you. I'm not sure what's going on in Sumter County, but you may be able to resolve this case while you're in Orange County. And so the public defender will be able to communicate with you about the case. You should come back on our docket in about a week or so after we've had contact with Sumter County, okay? Thank you, sir.
Una pregunta.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
¿El condado es de Ocala? Ajá.
That county, is that in Ocala?
Sumter County, I believe that is north of us. I don't know if it's Ocala.
Perdón,
Anyone know if, where,
sí,
Bushnell.
sí,
Bushnell.
tuve, estaba trabajando hace como 4 meses allá, me paró el policía y me dieron para que pagara la corte a pagos.
Yeah, I was there 4 months ago doing some work over there. The police stopped me and they gave me a court date to make some payments.
sir, you have this is a violation of probation. So if you're being supervised by probation, it's from the county in which the incident began, okay? So you may be supervised somewhere else, but where Sumter County is where you were placed on probation, okay? So you speak with the public defender. They'll be able to give you legal advice about what to do and what's going on with your case, okay?
Ok, gracias.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
Hello, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning,
We
how are
have, is Vega, are you Mr., do we have Leanne Vega Martinez? Okay, one of these is a domestic violence case. Not really sure how she would have bonded. It was not caught by corrections, the neglect of a child.
Came in with a $5
Huh?
They came in with a $5.
I understand, but usually corrections will look at that and catch that. So, we'll take no action on that, but she should have been required to sign no contact order. All right, so I believe, Mr. Interpreter, can you make an announcement? I don't know if they can hear you out there, because we're having some problems with the speaker, but I'm not sure if anybody out in the gallery needs the interpreter.
¿Alguien más de lo que está entre los auditores que están ahí necesita el intérprete de español? ¿Alguien de la comparecencia?
Can they hear? They still can't hear.
Want Spanish and English?
That one. Okay, because she found us. Oh, Matt.
Push it through. Does anyone out there need an interpreter?
¿Alguien de los asistentes necesita intérprete?
Unfortunately, the speaker system something's broken. So,
Understood, Your Honor, sorry.
yeah, so we're having issues.
The response, Your Honor, is no.
Okay, I believe the response is no. If for some reason, we'll call back. Thank you
Very
so
well,
much.
Your Honor.
All right.
You're welcome.
Have a great day.
You too, thanks.
All right. Tell me your name.
Hi, my name is George Jorge Arturo Salinas Sanchez. In English, it would be George Arthur Salinas
Okay,
Sanchez.
hold on, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, yes.
She's medical, Elisa Mango.
Okay. So the PD was previously appointed in Ms. Manko's case 2020 MM 3316AO. And Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty, and we'll give you a date?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Division 85, pretrial conference, September 21st at 9 o'clock, courtroom 4A.
All right. And tell me your name again, sir.
My name is George Jorge Arturo Salinas Sanchez.
Okay. All right. You're here in 2020 MM 6769AO, and the public defender was previously appointed in your case.
Okay.
Looks like you were charged.
I was just in somebody's pool.
Hold on, sir. I don't want you to say anything on the record. You have the right to remain silent.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything that you say can and probably will be used against you. This is just an arraignment today. I'm advising you of what the charges are. So the state filed an information charging you with criminal mischief with damage of more than $200, resisting an officer without violence. Those are both first-degree misdemeanors. And trespass in a structure, which is a second-degree misdemeanor. These were alleged to have occurred on or about August 23rd, 2020. And Ms. Felter, how did you wish to proceed?
Your Honor, there's not been an offer made by the state. We'll just go ahead and,
If there's no offer, then you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your
Okay,
Honor.
we'll give you a date, sir.
I just didn't want to put my hands in the back.
Sure.
so
Sure.
don't say any facts,
I
okay?
previously told
Oh,
you
all right.
that everything that this is your arraignment. This is not a trial, this is not a hearing, this is not a time for you to make statements on the record.
All right.
You'll have to contact the public defender, tell them everything that you want to tell them, but I'm not the person that you want to tell,
Okay.
okay?
Division 62, pretrial conference, October 1st at 9:00 a.m., courtroom 9B.
So,
That's
do you
right.
have the number for the public defender, sir?
I have a letter, but I don't know if that's who I have to contact?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, and
And use
so,
your pen.
can they show me that letter, and can you move me to a place where I'm more comfortable?
Sir, I have no control
I'll have
over
your-
the Orange County Jail and their facility, okay? I can't order them to do
So until
anything.
October 1st, I come back?
Well, you'll have to contact the public defender. They may be able to negotiate a deal with the state, or there may be other motions that they can file on your behalf.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Angel,
Mr. Vega?
yeah,
All right, Mr. Vega, you're here in case number 2020 MM 6847AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. Do you find that there's probable cause? I'll appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. Do we have any witnesses, Ms. Bush?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Sir, I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
yeah,
All right, you're also to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your personal belongings.
all right,
You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Can he be screened for mental health pretrial release?
Yes, Your Honor, I can.
Okay. So, I'd like you to be screened for mental health pretrial release. We'll see if we can get you in that program. If not, your bond will be set at $500.
I'll be released to what?
Well, you have a $500 bond, or they're gonna interview you and see if you qualify for mental health pretrial release, okay?
All right,
Good morning.
Morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Dwayne Weber.
All right, Mr. Weber, you're here in case number 2020 MM 742AO. The public defender was previously appointed to represent you in your case.
Right.
It looks
I have not
like-
seen him yet.
Okay, well, you'll have to contact them.
Okay.
The state did file an information charging you with one count of violation of a domestic violence injunction or foreign protection order by going to a frequented location within 500 feet. It's a misdemeanor of the first degree, alleged to have occurred on or about August 24th, 2020.
Right.
My guess is the state does not have an offer today.
There is no offer, Your
Okay.
Honor.
No,
Ms.
Your Honor.
Felter, did you wish to enter a plea of not guilty for Mr. Weber?
We do, Your Honor.
Division 50, pretrial conference, October 5th at 2:30 p.m., courtroom 7C.
All right, sir, and you can contact the public defender, but you will see.
I will.
But you should see a judge on that day.
So my court date now is October 5th?
Yeah, well, that is your next court date.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right? Okay.
Then after him, Mr. Smith, and I have a PD.
Okay. Back, PD form.
I have leave.
But that's fine, it doesn't matter to me. I got the paperwork, so and this is, can you tell me your name, sir?
James Smith,
All right, Mr. Smith, you're here in case number 2020 MM 6846AO. You're arrested for battery. Do you find that there's probable cause? And I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim or any witnesses. You're not to return back to where the offense alleged to have occurred except one time with law enforcement to get your things. So you'll have to maintain a separate residence from the victims, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond will stay at $500. I believe there's an out-of-state hold.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Is it a warrant or?
It's an active warrant for a VOP, and that's something classification has to set up to see if they're going to come get them.
Okay, so you do have an active warrant in Indiana, and so I'm not sure if they're gonna place that hold on you. Right now, you do have the hold, okay? All right.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Terrence Lee.
Mr. Lee, you're here in 2020 MO 932. You're arrested for disorderly conduct. I do find that there's probable cause. I have a form for the public defender, but before I appoint them and assess fees to your case, was there any offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, and court costs.
All right. Mr. Lee, did you want to accept the offer?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you read the plea form? I'm sorry? Okay, do you need a moment, Ms. Felter? I didn't appoint your office, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I said before, I don't want to assess, if he's going to enter a plea today, I'm not going to assess the $50 fee.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
So,
Just wanted to make sure he wasn't on probation.
I'll ask him those questions. Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, so Mr. Lee, did you read, you said you did not read the plea form?
No, I didn't.
Okay, why don't you read the plea form? I can't accept your plea prior to you reading the plea form, okay? Or I should say prior to you not reading it. All right, why don't we let Mr. Lee have that opportunity to step back and read it, because it may take a little bit of time there, okay? Okay. This was reset, I believe, from Judge Wilson over the weekend. I'm not sure why, because it wouldn't have been a pleable case, but okay, so Mr. Brooks is again mental health in 2020 MM 68330. I'm going to appoint the public defender. He's charged with battery and petty theft. There's probable cause. And Ms. Felter, did you want to waive his appearance?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's not to have any contact with any victim in the case, no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. That's the 7-Eleven at 4690 South Kirkman. Abide by the trespass warning, no weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. The bond on count 1 is $1,000. Count 2 is $100. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Next person going to call is the mental health, Your Honor.
All right. So this was reset from yesterday by Judge Wilson for mental health. 2020 MM 464AA. I'm going to appoint the public defender. Ms. Felter, did you want to waive?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Well, go
All right. So there's probable cause for trespass on property after warning. She's not to return to the Family Dollar at 2614 North Hiawassee Road. Abide by the trespass, no contact with victims or witnesses. I am going to release her on her own recognizance. She's to get, can we put in the order, she's to get in touch with the Public Defender's Office within 24 hours of her release. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
My name's Terrence Lee.
All right, Mr. Lee, this is 2020 CT 5814AO. You're arrested for driving under the influence.
Yes, ma'am.
I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. And he's not been screened for pretrial release yet?
No, ma'am.
Your Honor, he hasn't been interviewed.
Okay, so I'm gonna set the bond at 500 or pretrial release if he qualifies.
Ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
I just want, before you start talking.
Okay.
I just need you to understand everything that you say is being recorded.
Yes, ma'am.
And can be used against you.
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a question, you may wanna ask the public defender.
Oh, I can talk now, ma'am? Yes,
Ms.
ma'am.
Felter, I don't know if he has a question. I've advised him that he
It's not
should.
about the case, correct?
Yes, ma'am. It's about the, well, I have no criminal history. I've
Yeah.
never been in trouble or anything.
Yeah, that's
Even my
what-
driving record is
Yeah.
clean. This is
They're
my
gonna,
very
they're gonna
first-
screen you for it. That's what
So I
Your
was
Honor
just wondering, because
said.
I have a job, I have to, go to work and get my car out the impound lot and all that stuff like that, but I've never even been in trouble, so that's why I was
Well,
like,
I
if I...
have convictions here out of state and one here in Florida.
Yeah, that charge got dropped. It was an insurance fraud, and actually, I'm the victim on that.
Sir, I'm
Yes,
just
ma'am.
telling you what I have on the criminal history.
Yes, ma'am.
I've ordered them to screen you for pretrial release to
Yes,
see
ma'am.
if you qualify. If not, you have a $500 bond.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Good morning. Tell me your name, please.
Alex Barbosa.
All right, Mr. Barbosa, you're here in 2020 CF 11389AO. You're arrested for battery by strangulation, dating violence, aggravated assault, dating violence, false imprisonment, and battery dating violence. There's probable cause for those offenses. I will appoint the public defender. We do have a witness here. Ma'am, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I need you to speak out loud and into the microphone.
Yes, I
Okay,
swear.
you can put your hand down. Can you state your name for me and spell your last name?
Marissa Sanchez, Sanchez.
All right, Ms. Sanchez, thank you. Ms. Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Sanchez.
Hi.
Are you afraid of Mr. Barbosa?
No.
How long have you been in a relationship with Mr. Barbosa, and what is that relationship?
3 years we've been dating.
Do you all live together?
Yes.
Does anyone else live in the residence with you?
Yes.
Are there any children in the residence?
No.
And over the course of those 3 years, whether or not it's been reported, has there ever been violence in which you were the victim?
No.
Do you believe that alcohol or any kind of a controlled substance contributed to Mr. Barbosa's behavior?
No.
If something like this were to happen again, strangulation or hitting you or threatening you harm, and you felt that you were in danger, would you call law enforcement?
Yes. Yes.
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Felter?
Do you want to have contacts
I'm sorry?
You might need to get by the
looking to
microphone.
Have contact, if it was no hostile contact, would that be something?
Yes.
No further questions.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez. I appreciate you coming and testifying today. However, based on my review of the affidavit, I'm not going to allow contact today. His attorneys will have to file a motion to allow contact, and that will have to be changed in writing by a judge in the trial division. So, Mr. Barbosa, I'm going to have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything that's on it?
Yes.
All right, you're also to maintain a separate residence from the victim. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. If you have any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition, you must surrender them to local law enforcement within 6 hours of any release from the jail. I'm setting your bond and pretrial release as a condition of the bond as well. 1,000 on count 1, 150 on count 2, 1,000 on count 3, and 100 on count 4. All right? Thank you, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. How you
Can
doing?
you tell me your name, please?
Patrick Laster.
Mr. Laster, you're here in case number 2020 CF 11390AO. You're arrested pursuant to a warrant. Probable cause was previously found for battery with one prior battery conviction, domestic violence, and false imprisonment. And I don't have a form for the public defender for you. Did you?
I was gonna get I got a private attorney already on another case, and I had spoke with him last night.
Okay, so you do not want me to appoint the public defender?
No, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, I am gonna, we do have a witness present. And can you raise your right hand, please, ma'am? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay. And, can you tell me your name and then spell your last name for me, please?
Patricia Manigault. My last name is Manigault.
Okay. Miss Manigault?
Yes.
Okay. And Miss Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am. What is your relationship with Mr. Laster?
That's my boyfriend, my child's father.
And do you
My
all
kid's
live
father.
together? Do you live together?
Yes.
And your child, how many children
I
are
have
in the
two
home?
kids. I have a 2-year-old and an 8-year-old.
And are you afraid of Mr. Laster?
No.
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes.
And how long have you been in a relationship with him?
Like 10 years.
About 10 years.
Yeah.
Over the course of those 10 years, has there ever been any physical violence, whether or not it's been reported?
No. No.
Do you believe that alcohol or any controlled substance might have contributed to his behavior?
No. It was just a heated argument.
And are you aware that he's been convicted of violent crimes, including domestic violence battery in the past?
Yes.
And that doesn't give you any concern?
No.
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Felter? Oh, I'm sorry, I did not appoint your office. All right, and thank you, Ms. Manigault, for your testimony. I'm not going to allow contact today. His attorney will have to file a motion to modify that at a later date. So, Mr. Laster, I'm going to have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition. Your bond on each count is $1,000 plus pretrial release. Are you gonna be able to make that bond? I know you wanted to hire your own attorney. I
Yes,
just
ma'am.
don't want you, okay, I just don't want you sitting in there without an attorney,
Thank you.
okay?
Thank you,
All
Ms.
right,
Wish.
all
Have a
right.
good day.
Have a good day. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name.
Jamie Pugh.
Ms. Pugh, you're here in case number 2020 CF 113860. You're arrested for burglary of an occupied dwelling with an assault or battery therein, a neglect of a child, open container in a vehicle on a county property, battery, domestic violence, and then a violation of a no contact order as a contempt of court. And there is probable cause. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you in your case. And I don't believe we have any witnesses present. Ms. Bush, count 1 is a punishable by life felony. Does the state wish to be heard as to bond?
Your Honor, at this time, the state is not going to make an argument for holding her at no bond. However, the state would ask the court to take into consideration not only the facts contained within this affidavit, but also the fact that she is out on bond on similar types of charges: battery, domestic violence, battery, criminal mischief with damage more than $200 times 2. And however, I believe, I'm just seeing this note, that that's a diversion case, Your Honor. But the state would ask the court to set bond as to count 1 in the amount of $50,000. Counts 2 through 5, the state would ask the court, or 2 and 3, the state would ask the court to stay the bond on count 2. And 3 through 5 set as subsidiary bonds.
All right. Ms. Felter, did you wish to be heard?
Yes, Your Honor, if the court could take into consideration the financial, she's indigent, she's going to need the public defender, and she's not going to be able to financially afford that. We're asking Your Honor to consider lowering what the state has proposed for the $50,000 and get it within somewhere around a financial where she can bond out and work with her attorneys on this case, Your Honor.
I don't know what is your weekly income, Ms. Pugh? It's very difficult to read it on the affidavit.
Every 2 weeks I get paid around $940.
$940?
Yeah, I have a full-time job. I'm in school and I do have 2 children, so
Okay.
having something more affordable would
So Ms. Felter, she's out on release for DV battery with the same victim, okay?
Yeah, sure.
I'm not gonna revoke that release, but I don't think that's an inappropriate bond considering the charge and the fact that it is a life felony.
Sure.
So I don't think it's an inappropriate bond based on those considerations. If she's unable to make that bond, which I have no idea whether she will or not, and be able to communicate with family that may be able to help her. First, before we get to any bond issues, Ms. Pugh, I'm gonna order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case, and have you sign the no contact order. Did you read and understand everything on that order?
Yes, ma'am.
You're also to not return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. You're to comply with any DCF investigation, and you're to comply with the injunction that is in place in case number 2019 DR 005303-0. Your bond on count 1 will be set at $50,000. Count 2 will remain at $1,000. Counts 3, 4, and 5 will be set at $100. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. It does appear that Mr. Costner, who was working with the Umansky Law Firm, withdrew from your case. Did you want me to appoint the public defender to that case for you?
Please.
Because you don't have an attorney at this time. Okay. So I don't know. Chances are you're going to get removed from that case. from the pretrial diversion based on this new arrest. I don't know, but that's likely what's gonna happen. So that way you'll get notice if you have the public defender as to any new court date. If you fail to appear for any court date, you could get a warrant and your bond would be at none likely, okay? All right.
And Your Honor, the state just didn't hear. Was there a no alcohol or controlled substance?
I did, yes.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
I want to make sure I didn't miss any conviction. There's no contact, do not return, no weapon, firearm, do not possess anything.
No contact with victims or witnesses. No return. No alcohol, no weapons, DCF, comply with this injunction.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Lee is ready, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. All right, Mr. Lee, we're recalling your case. And it's 2020 MO 932. You were gonna enter a plea to disorderly conduct, and I gave you an opportunity to read that plea form. Did you read it and understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you, and do you have any questions about it?
No.
Okay. Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yeah.
All right, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. In the court file, I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days, time served. Order you pay your court costs by September 21st, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you, sir. Good luck.
All right.
And I did not appoint the PD for him, okay? Good morning. Can you tell me your name, please?
Tony Rogers.
All right, Mr. Rogers, you're here in 2020 CF 11392AO. You're arrested for aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, domestic violence, and aggravated abuse of an elderly or disabled adult with a deadly weapon. And there is probable cause. And I will appoint the public defender's office to represent you. Don't believe we have any witnesses present today. So I'm going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir? I'm not sure if you answered me, Mr. Rogers. Did you understand everything on the order?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get any personal belongings that you need. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or ammunition. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription. Your bond on count 1 is $5,000. Count 2 is $150. And it looks like you do have a 5-day hold at this time because of being on the probation, okay? So I don't know when that will be lifted, if before 5 days or not, okay? Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you tell me your name?
Angel Santos.
Mr. Santos, you're here in case number 2020 CF 11376AO. You're arrested for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated assault on a pregnant person, and assault domestic violence. I do find that there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. And I don't believe we have any witnesses present, so I'm going to order that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that will have to be changed in writing by a judge prior to having any contact. You're also to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I am going to place you in pretrial release with a bond as well. So count 1 will be $2,500. Count 2 will be $150. Count 3 will be $100. Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Tell me your name.
Samuel Earl Sr.
All right, Mr. Earl, you're here in 2020 MM 6854AO. You're arrested for battery, domestic violence. I do find that there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. And I don't believe we have any witnesses present, so I'm ordering that there's no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign that no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're also to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. Do you have items still at that location?
I had pretty much everything packed and in the rental car. We're down on vacation.
Okay. Are you going back to get anything there?
Just the rental car because we're supposed to fly back Wednesday, but with a no contact order, I'm gonna probably have to drive the rental car back.
Okay. Do you need to go back into the
No,
hotel? Okay.
not into the resident
Okay.
part, no.
Okay. So
Just back to the parking
if for some
garage.
reason you need to go back in there, whatever, you can go with law enforcement.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay? You are not to possess or consume any alcohol or any illegal substances without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I have no idea whether Department of Children and Families was contacted. I don't know how old the child was. I don't want you to say anything, but there's just nothing in the affidavit indicating the age of the child or that DCF was contacted. So, but if there is an investigation pending, you have to comply with that. And where are you living?
I live in New Hampshire, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm gonna order you into pretrial release, with no objection to you going back to New Hampshire, okay? Just so pretrial's aware of that. I think I have to say that now, so.
Yes,
All right, so just make sure you keep in contact with the public defender. Don't miss any court dates that you're required to be present for, okay? Or virtually.
Oh, virtually, okay.
So things are changing rapidly all the time. so.
Absolutely.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, it's. And the authorized he was out of state. He lives out of state, so I don't know why that would be the verbiage. He doesn't live here, so I'm authorizing him to move somewhere where he already lives.
Oh, okay.
The verbiage from pretrial services doesn't make any sense to me.
I know, I guess,
Because he already lives in New Hampshire, so I'm ordering him to be able to live where he already lives. I think it should be, I'm allowing him to return back to his residence, to move back to where he lives in New Hampshire.
yeah, I guess they wanted it on record to make sure that it was noted and stated that he lives out of state.
You can't, I ordered them to maintain a separate residence, but I'm allowing him to leave the state. I have to talk to Sandy about that, okay.
So defendant is authorized to return to residence.
Return to New Hampshire to where he resides.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, that makes more sense. All right, please tell me your name.
Griselda Fuentes.
All right, Ms. Fuentes, you're here in 2020 MM 6844AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Are you intending to hire your own attorney?
No, ma'am.
Okay, did you want me to appoint the public defender? Is there a reason why you didn't?
I didn't know there was battery. I thought it was just domestic violence. Is that the same thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. That's fine. I didn't know I needed one.
I have to ask you some questions, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, are you employed?
I'm sorry?
Are you employed? Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Where do you work?
I work for OCI, Overland Construction.
Okay, and then are you paid weekly, bi-weekly, or monthly?
Weekly.
And then how much is your paycheck after taxes?
After taxes, $1,500.
So $1,500?
Yes,
Do you have
ma'am.
any children?
No, ma'am.
And do you have any other dependents?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, so $1,500
Weekly.
weekly.
He doesn't qualify.
Okay, you're not gonna qualify for the public defender, okay?
Okay, that's fine, ma'am.
So you're gonna have to hire an attorney or revisit this issue with the trial judge if the case gets filed on, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I don't believe we have any witnesses. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order. Did you understand
ma'am.
everything on the order, ma'am? Did you understand everything on the order?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. You must maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond is set at $500. Are you going to be able to make that bond? And my guess is with the income that you make that you would.
Can I get into like my holdings? I could bond myself out as long as I can get to my holdings. Yes,
I
ma'am.
believe that they'll let you get in.
No, ma'am, it's card.
I don't know how that will work.
The bondsman.
The bonds, you'll have to call a bondsman, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, thank you. Good luck. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Jasmine Johnson.
All right, Ms. Johnson, you're here in 2020 MM 685180. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. And I don't believe we have any witnesses present today. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim. I'll have you sign that no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, ma'am?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. You're not to possess any weapons, any firearms, or any ammunition. If you have any weapons or any firearms or any ammunition, you're to surrender them within 6 hours of any release from the Orange County Jail. You're also to comply with any Department and Children and Families investigation that there is pending. Your bond is set at $500. All right, thank you, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning.
Tell me your name, please.
Willie Earl Rankin Jr.
Mr. Ranking, you're here in 2020 MM 6849AO. You're arrested for battery, dating violence. I do find probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you, and I don't believe we have any witnesses present. I am ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any victim or any witness in the case. I'll have you sign that no contact order. Do you understand everything on the order, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
We're here.
You're also to maintain a separate residence. If you need to return back with law enforcement to get personal belongings, you can do so one time. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition.
I ain't do nothing to the girl, man. We just had an
Right, sir.
argument.
I'm not saying that you're guilty of anything. I've just said I found probable cause based on the affidavit. So if you have defenses, you'll need to talk to the public defender about that. So I am setting your bond at $1,000.
Well, I won't be going nowhere 'cause I ain't got no money. I spent all my money on my rent.
And
And
you're
I ain't
out on
did nothing.
release in 2020 CF 7600AO. I am going to revoke the bond and set that at none. I'm not taking any action on the CT cases that he has outstanding, that he's out on release for. So I'll take no action on those, but I am revoking and setting the bond at none. It looks like you do have an attorney in that case. So you'll have to contact them about filing a bond motion for you. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Jermaine Robinson.
Mr. Robinson, you're here in 2020 MM 817AW. You're arrested for battery domestic violence, assault domestic violence, and battery. And there's probable cause. I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. And I am ordering that you have no contact with any victim or witness in the case. I'll have you sign the no contact order.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand everything on that order?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're also to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, and no weapons or firearms or ammunition. And the Department of Children and Families may have an investigation pending, so if they do, you must comply with any investigation.
Yes, I spoke to the lady last night.
Okay, just make sure that you comply with what they are requiring you to do.
Yes,
Your
ma'am.
bond is set at $500 on each count.
Thank you.
Good morning, tell me your name.
Emilio Thomas?
All right, Mr. Thomas, you're hearing 2020 MM 6852AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause, and I will appoint the public defender. We do have a witness. Ma'am, can you raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
And I can't hear anything you're saying. It's okay, you can keep the mask on, you just gotta get close to the microphone. Okay, tell me
Yes.
your name and spell your last name.
Yolanda, and my last name is Ikner.
Okay. And, Ms. Bush, did you wish to inquire?
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Ms. Eichner. What is your relationship with Mr. Thomas?
I'm the mother of his child.
And are you afraid of him?
No, I'm not.
Do you want to have contact with him while this case is pending?
Yes, I would.
Do you all reside at the same residence?
Yes.
And how old is your child?
He's 8.
And does anyone else live in the home with the three of you? Are there other children?
No.
Do you have any concerns for your safety or your child's safety?
No, I do not.
Do you have any concerns about the 8-year-old witnessing violence between his parents?
No.
Or her parents?
No, I do not.
If something like this were to happen again, would you call law enforcement?
Yes.
And I'm sorry, I'm not sure if I asked you, how long have you been in a relationship with Mr. Thomas?
We'll have to say it's been about 10 years. Over 10 years.
Over 10 years. And over the course of those 10 years, whether or not it's been reported or prosecuted fully, has there ever been violence in your relationship?
No.
I have no further questions. Thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Felter?
I guess, would you say this is out of character for your boyfriend?
Yes. I think he was upset. He was upset.
He was upset. But this is out of the. Is it out of the normal behavior? Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Ms. Eichner. I appreciate you being here. Based on what the child told law enforcement, I'm not comfortable allowing contact today. And so I am going to order Mr. Thomas that you have no contact directly or indirectly with the victim or any witness at this time. And that will have to be changed by a judge in writing at a later date. Do you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes.
Okay, you're to maintain a separate residence. You may return with law enforcement one time to get personal belongings. You're not to possess weapons, firearms, or any ammunition, and you're to comply with any DCF investigation. And I'm going to place you in pretrial release. Make sure you comply with the court order as well as pretrial release, okay? Thank you, ma'am. All right, tell me your name, sir.
Kazi Bikaudin.
All right, you're here in case number 2020 MM 6848AO. You're arrested for domestic violence battery. I do find that there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. And we do not have any witnesses present. I'm ordering that you have no contact directly or indirectly with any witness or victim in the case. Do you understand everything on the no contact order?
Yes.
You're to maintain a separate residence. You may return one time with law enforcement to get your things. You're not to possess weapons or firearms or any ammunition. I'm placing in pretrial release. Make sure you comply with the court order as well as pretrial release, okay? Yes. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Aristotle Papanikolaou.
All right, sir, you're here in 2020 CT 3372AO. You failed to appear for a pretrial conference. The judge did set your bond at $1,500. Does he have the public defender? If not, I'll appoint them. You did fill out a public defender form. Either way, I'll appoint them if you don't already have them, okay? If you can't make that bond, you're gonna have to contact them to file a motion with the trial judge, because I can't change or modify that, okay?
Okay.
Okay, you did not have the public defender, so they're now appointed to represent you. I have battle. I don't, whatever you want to do, it's just, that's the arraignments. Yes, come in. It's fine. I'm just going by what's next in my stack. Whatever is easier for you. Okay. All right, so we'll do the arraignment. So Mr. McGee, you said is medical? Okay. And so that's 2020 CT 5654AO, and the PD was previously appointed in the case. And Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Division 62, pretrial conference, October 1st at 9:00 a.m., courtroom 9B.
All right, good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Yoash Errol, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Errol, you're here in 2020 MM 201AE.
It is final.
The PD was previously appointed in your case, and there was an information filed alleging a petty theft with a prior theft conviction, which is a misdemeanor of the first degree, and a trespass in a structure, which is a misdemeanor of the second degree, and these were alleged to have occurred on or about August 10th, 2020. I'm showing 43 days. And was there a resolution?
There was an offer conveyed, Your Honor.
There is an offer conveyed. May I, for one moment, speak to the client?
Sure.
He's under the impression there's a global offer.
With what case? I did not.
I didn't see him.
I didn't either.
Just wanted to check, make sure. Your Honor, we're going to go ahead and enter not guilty plea at this time.
Okay.
Division 81, pretrial conference, September 24th at 9:00 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Next person, Your Honor, we have a Jonathan Black.
I have Kyle Bendel on this?
Bonded out, Your Honor.
Bonded? Okay, we'll take no action. And then yes, next is Mr. Black.
Is medical, Your Honor.
Okay, so the PD was previously appointed, 2020 MM 6002AO. It's a domestic violence case. Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Division 50, pretrial conference, October 5th at 2:30 p.m., courtroom 7C.
Do you have a Garcia Diaz?
I had a Jatavius Hamilton.
Medical, Your Honor.
Okay. And so the PD was previously appointed in 2020 MM 407AA. And Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Division 81, pretrial conference, September 24th at 9:00 a.m., courtroom 4E.
Then I had a Jackson. Huh? Is this Mr. Jackson? Okay. All right, state your name for me, please.
Cortez Marenzo Bernard Jackson.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, you're here in 2020 MM 5473 AO. It doesn't look like the public defender was previously appointed for you. This is a summons case, and you were served with the summons. Are you requiring them to fill out affidavits for, are you guys speaking with the people who are set for arraignment?
If, I have no problem, there is an offer in the case, but without...
Okay, I just wasn't sure. So
Yes.
I don't know if
know,
y'all are meeting with the people, because not everybody has the public, has.
Absolutely, and I saw all the emails last week, so we're having to go through and make sure that they're getting the affidavit signed.
Okay, so he has no credit for time served, because it's a summons. So I don't know what the offer is, or it's a petty
Your
theft
Honor.
with a prior theft conviction.
It was a 30-day offer with no days credit time served.
Are you on probation?
Ma'am.
No. Are you here on something else, obviously?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And have you been sentenced on that case?
I'm actually waiting to go to court. I was taking 2 years probation on that case.
Okay. I don't know if you, I can appoint the public defender and you can discuss the offer with Ms. Felter to see if you wanted to take it. I don't know if you plan on being here for 30 days. If it's beneficial to you, I can't give you any legal advice. So, but the state's offer is, did you say an adjudication of guilt with 30 days? And you don't have any credit for time served. Was everything returned?
No, Your Honor, this is a restitution case.
Okay.
Restitution in the amount of $230.63. Cost of investigation to the Orlando Police Department in the amount of $335.30. And this would come also with a no contact, no return, and abide by trespass warnings.
Okay, so that's the state's offer. And then I would also have to explain to you, theft, any theft is an enhanceable offense. So now you've got a petty theft, and because you've been previously convicted of theft, they've charged it as a first-degree misdemeanor, as a petty theft with one prior. This, if you pled to this, that would give you 2 prior petty thefts. So if you commit any type of theft, they could charge that as a felony with petty theft or, with 2 prior convictions. So, Ms. Felter, do you want to talk to him about it?
Sure.
Okay. And so I'll appoint the public defender. Do you have the PD on your other case? Do we know what his other case is?
Your Honor, he's here on multiple cases.
I'm just, if he had the PD, then I would just appoint them without an affidavit. I mean, and Ms. Felter seems to be communicating with him, so I'm gonna appoint him. What do you guys want to do?
He's gonna accept the offer here.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Jackson, I did appoint the public defender in the case for you, and you had an opportunity to talk with Ms. Felter. Did she answer and explain everything that you wanted to know?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any additional questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay, and did you read the plea form?
No, I haven't.
Okay. Why don't we get you a plea form? And then I'll let you step back there, and I'm going to handle the next case, and then we'll come back to you. I'll give you an opportunity to be able to read it thoroughly, okay? All right, tell me your name.
Dontavius Rozier.
Do you know what happened to Vassal?
Vassal's medical, Your Honor.
All right, and so that's 2020 CO 14AW, and I don't have the public defender on that case, so I'm going to appoint the public defender for Mr. Vassal. And Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Division 63, pretrial conference, September 24th at 8:30 a.m., courtroom 12C.
Okay. Did you say Wilkerson?
No, Wilkerson is medical as well, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's 2020 MM 6765AO. The PD was previously appointed. It was transferred from a felony to a misdemeanor battery, and it's, he said, medical. So, Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Division 62, pretrial conference, October 1st at 9 o'clock, courtroom 9B.
And then when?
When is medical, Your Honor?
Okay, 2020 MM 6768AO. The PD was previously appointed. It was transferred from a felony to a misdemeanor. And so, Ms. Felter, did you want to enter a plea of not guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Division 62, pretrial conference, October 1st at 9 o'clock, courtroom 9B.
All right. Come on. I think that's all we got there. Tell me your name again.
Dontavius Rozier.
Okay, I had, what are we, oh, these are the add-ons. Okay. All right. Dontavius Rozier.
Yes, ma'am.
I have that as a 33-day motion. I don't know why he's here.
It is scheduled at the 30-day motion on my sheet.
I'll show you that later, so it's on the list.
Who put it on the list?
Downstairs gets that list, and they usually set them on here, but they didn't put do not bring over.
Okay.
So I'll give you a copy.
So, Mr. Rozier, it's 2020 CF 3984AO. I believe the state did file a notice of non-filing on September 18th, 2020.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So they shouldn't have brought you over. There was no reason for that, but I'm going to grant a motion that your attorneys filed. I don't know how that will affect your status in the jail. But the motion is granted, okay?
Thank you, ma'am.
And as soon as they see that, I don't know why they didn't just,
I'm not sure.
Okay. And, all right, Mr. Jackson.
Your Honor, I'm sorry for the inconvenience,
Yeah.
but I feel like I should plead not guilty as of now.
Okay, that's fine. Whatever you want to do. I don't want to force you or think that you have to do anything today. If you want to explore anything or the offer with your attorney, I think that's a great idea, okay? So, what we'll do is, I did appoint the public defender and we'll enter a plea of not guilty, okay?
Yes,
All right, and then I think you probably have the public defender in your other cases.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have a
Is
question?
there a bond amount on this charge?
Does he, I'm sure he has a bond. What was the summons, correct?
Yes, Judge, he's not being.
So you're not held on this case,
Yes, ma'am.
okay? So, just make sure that you keep in touch with the public defender so that they know that you're in jail in case when you get a court date for it, that they know that you're not intentionally missing any court date if you're still here, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you.
Division 84, pretrial conference, October 8th at 10 o'clock a.m., courtroom 4B.
Okay, good luck, sir. Morning. Are you here to see somebody?
I am here for an 11 o'clock Dayton Axum.
We don't have 11 o'clock dockets. Where are you getting that information?
I believe that courtroom 2.
Okay, maybe
might have-
another
Is it
courtroom.
Or is it?
I think it's courtroom 3.
So that I can tell you why I got this information. He was arrested on an out-of-county warrant last night. There was a warrant at a Seminole. And when he was arrested, he had a bond, but they put an IA hold on it. So when we contacted the jail last night, they said he would have 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I know. 11's on the weekend. So you know what number you called? Because this
The
keeps
main
happening.
jail line, I spoke with booking and information down at the mail.
You don't know who you talked with?
Sorry? No,
You don't know the
I-
name?
I would be lying to you if I
No,
said,
that's
Your Honor, I
fine.
don't
I'm just
know.
trying to figure this out because this is happening a lot. And they're being told 11, and I thought I got it all situated away. Because the website says 9 o'clock or 1 o'clock.
Even downstairs, when I walked in, I said, I'm here to see Dayton Axum, he's in courtroom 1 at 11, right now.
When you say downstairs, do you mean the security officers?
Yes, ma'am, they had like a list of 4 different dockets in front of them, and they started to look at them, and they confirmed who I was here to see, and they told me to come up to courtroom 1.
And Your Honor, he is on our out-of-county.
Okay, I'm just trying to figure this out because I'd like to stop this from happening because people are being given this information repeatedly when they call the jail, so.
Yes, ma'am.
The only time that we start at 11 is on the weekend, so.
That's what I thought, because I've been here on the weekends recently
Yeah.
when you've done it at 11. It used to be 9 o'clock, but I think they moved it to 11.
Well, it's strange because we have one docket and we tend to move things around just because of how things may go during the day. Do you know what did you go to the jail website and then you called a specific number or?
Yes, ma'am. I believe that's what happened. I called the booking and release information line.
Okay.
And you press some prompts and you get to an individual, and they ask you for the booking number, and then they go through in the next court appearance.
Okay, I'm just trying to narrow it down.
I understand.
No,
I'm
that's
sorry to
fine.
disrupt your docket
No,
this
you're
morning.
fine, and I think I did move up the out of counties anyway. So, did you want a moment to go talk with your client? They're not medical, are they?
Your Honor, I don't believe I need a moment. I maybe need a moment to speak to the state.
Okay.
Just to-
So what?
It's out of Seminole, he has a bond. We're prepared to post that bond, but there was an IA hold, so we just wanted to come in
And
and make sure we address that.
more than likely, the court, nothing, I can't speak for the court, but generally, we don't take action on the hold. The IA hold is because he's, yeah.
I have no idea what he said. He said, I don't know how much, we only have like 1 or 2 out of counties, right? Yeah, Seminole.
I don't know, but, so there's really not.
I'm sorry, it's really hard. Okay, let's bring him out.
Yes, ma'am. Where do you want me standing?
We just use that podium.
Okay, you want me next to him? Different courtrooms have it different ways.
Whatever you're most comfortable with, as long as you're near a microphone and I can get your
I'll stand right next to Mr. Axon, that's fine.
All right, and then can you state your name for me, please?
Dayton Axum.
All right, Mr. Axum, and then can you tell me your name and your appearance?
Yes, Your Honor, my name is Alfredo Robert Zamora. I am his counsel. In both cases, I was retained last night for the Seminole County issue.
Okay.
And I represent him in his open petty theft that I believe triggered the IA hold. We have been set to resolve that through pretrial diversion. I don't know the facts of the Seminole County case, if it predates or
I don't
anything.
I have no idea what happens in Seminole because I don't get the warrant. I only get like the teletype and that there was a warrant. And so I don't think I've ever taken any action on an
Okay.
out-of-county hold or on a hold on an out-of-county warrant because I have no idea what happened.
Yes, ma'am.
So for the Seminole County case, he does have the out-of-county warrant and there is a bond set at $8,000. So you'll be able to post that bond. I'm not taking any action on the add-on, it's a notice to appear. And I've gone back and forth with corrections about this issue as well because he's not out on release. It was a
Right.
notice to appear, so there really shouldn't be a hold. That's a whole other issue too. So
I
I
tried
got
to
the
have that
phone issue
conversation.
and the notice to appear issue. So
Yes, ma'am.
you've managed to touch on two issues that I have.
I tried to speak to the jail about that issue last night and even spoke to a sergeant, and they said that it was out of their hands. and
Yeah,
that
we're
it had
trying to
be
resolve
addressed.
that in the admin order, but doesn't seem to be going anywhere right now, so. But, so you should be able to bond out Mr. Axum now, okay? And, just make sure you keep in touch with your attorney and don't miss any court dates, okay?
All right.
All
Your Honor,
right.
Thank you.
Just for clarity, does your teletype say how many charges and if there's like different amounts per charge?
It just says bond
Okay.
8,000, burglary of a conveyance.
Okay, thank you,
That's
Your
all
Honor.
I have.
All right, we'll get you bonded out. We'll be out later today, okay? All right, take care. I'm gonna go the other way. Judge, I have
Okay.
nothing further. May I be excused?
Yes, thank you so
Thank
much.
you, Your
I'm
Honor.
sorry
Have a good
about the
day.
misinformation.
No, have a good day.
All right, you too.
Your Honor, we have a battle.
Okay.
Next, please, mental health.
Okay. I don't know, I don't believe that Ms. Bush would have an offer for that if we reset it anyway. It's an exposure of sexual organs, so I didn't, okay. Let me just. Okay, so Mr. Battle is mental health, 2020 MM 6857. I'm gonna appoint the public defender. This, do you want to waive, Ms. Felter?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, it's a warrant for exposure of sexual organs, so probable cause was previously found. He's not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred, no contact with any witnesses, no alcohol or drugs without a prescription, and no firearms, weapons, or ammunition. That's everything that was on Judge Wilson's warrant. And the bond will stay at $750. And my pen died. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Raymond Belshner.
All right, Mr. Belshner, you're here. Looks like in case number 2020 MM 467AA, you're arrested for trespassing in a structure or conveyance. I do find that there's probable cause. I have a form for the public defender, but before I appoint them, Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt, 7 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the Wawa on Edgewater Drive in Orlando, no contact with witnesses, abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
All right, so Mr. Belshner, did you want to accept that offer?
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Okay, I'll tell you what the offer was. It's an adjudication of guilt, 7 days with credit for the 2 days that you've served, and no return back to the Wawa, no contact with any victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning, and I'll give you a year to pay your court costs off.
So, I still don't understand what you're telling me. Don't go back to the store?
Okay. Can you not hear me?
I can't hear, I got bad ears.
Let's get him some headphones and we'll.
Thank you. Okay,
All right. Can you hear me now, Mr. Belschner?
yes,
Is that better?
much
Okay.
better.
So the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt, 7 days with credit for 2 days' time served, so you'd have to spend a couple more days here at the jail. You can't go back to the Wawa, you can't have any contact with any witnesses or victims, and you have to abide by the trespass warning. And I'll give you a year to pay your court costs off. So if you want to accept the offer today, you can do that. If you don't, then you don't have to.
How about you just let me go and I won't go back to the store?
Okay, well, that's not how this works. So that's the state's offer. If you don't want to accept it, you don't have to.
So how much more time do I have to do here then?
I can't tell you exactly that, but you've served 2 days and you have 7 days, so I think that would get you out, today, Monday? Friday? I don't know. My best guess?
Yeah, if I get to do a couple of days, I guess I'll have to.
Well, you don't have to. You don't have to accept the offer if you don't want to. But if you want to resolve the case today, that's the offer.
Okay, I'll do a couple more days.
Okay. Did you read the plea form?
This one here? Yeah, I got a copy of it.
Okay. Did you understand everything on the plea form?
Yes,
Do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
yep,
Are you on probation?
no,
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
okay, I'm a citizen.
Okay. Do you understand everything that we discussed about the plea offer?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm gonna have to do a couple more days.
Okay. And you can't go back there, abide by the trespass warning, right?
That's fine.
Okay, I find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit in the court file. I'll adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 7 days with credit for 2 days' time served. You may not return back to the Wawa at 5820 Edgewater Drive. No contact with victims or witnesses. Abide by the trespass warning. I'll order you pay your court costs by September 21st, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within
What-
30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. I'll take no action on your out on release date case. You do have a court date coming up next month.
What's going on here?
Hey, Mr. Belschner, you have a court date coming on. You can't hear?
I don't, it's not working.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. What, do you need me to repeat everything?
No, just want me to do a couple more days and
Okay.
stay
I'll
away.
give you a year to pay your court costs off.
Okay,
If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. You have a court date coming up in about a month. You know that, right?
and,
Okay.
no, I didn't know that.
Okay, you have a court date coming up. You have the public defender in that case. Make sure you get in touch with them and that you don't miss any court, okay?
Okay,
All right. I'll take no action on the other case.
okay.
And I didn't appoint the PD.
I didn't put it on here.
Okay. All right. Tell me your name, ma'am.
Natasha Fluker.
All right, Ms. Fluker, you're here in 2020 MM 6850AO. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning. I do find that there's probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Do you have an offer, Ms. Bush?
I do not. This was a private residence. Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Fluker, the state doesn't have an offer. Do you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender?
They don't have an offer?
No, it's a victim case, so the victim has a right to be notified and discuss any offer or any resolution.
Okay.
Okay, so they're not gonna make an offer today, and I'm not gonna resolve the case without a victim having that opportunity, okay?
Okay.
Do you want me to see if you qualify for the public defender?
Sure.
Okay, do you work?
No?
Do you get any income whatsoever?
No.
Okay, and so I'm gonna see that you qualify for the public defender. What I'm gonna do is order that you're not to return back to 5 South Fanfare Avenue. You're not to have any contact with victims or witnesses and abide by the trespass warning.
Okay.
And are you living in, at the 608 Cookman Avenue? Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, and do you live with anyone?
My mom.
Okay. And you understand that if I release you on your own recognizance today, that you're gonna need to show up to court or whatever, if that's in person or virtually. Do you understand?
Yes.
And if you don't, then you can get a warrant and you can be held at no bond.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
So what I'm gonna do is release you on your own recognizance, and I'm gonna order that you get in touch with the public defender within 24 hours of your release.
Okay.
So call the phone number so that they know how to get in touch with you, okay?
The paperwork that they give me?
Yes.
Okay.
All right?
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
All right, good luck, ma'am. All right, tell me your name.
Yes, ma'am. Christopher Gaskin.
All right, Mr. Gaskin, I think I saw you about a
Yes.
week ago.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You're here in 2020 MM 468AA. You're arrested for trespass on property after warning, and I do find probable cause. I don't have a form for the public defender. Ms. Bush, did you have an offer?
Yes, Your Honor. And keeping in mind that Mr. Gaskin has been with us previously. However, the state's offer is an adjudication of guilt, 2 days Orange County Jail, 2 days credit time served, no return to the 7-Eleven at 851 Lee Road in Orlando, no contact with witnesses, and abide by all trespass warnings.
All right, Mr. Gaskin, did you want to do that today?
So that mean I go home today?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. I was just outside. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I'm just letting you know if you keep coming back, it may not be a credit for time served, okay?
I understand.
All right.
Yes, ma'am. I didn't do nothing. I was just outside.
Okay, you don't need to explain, but
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
want to accept
Thank
the
you.
offer and resolve it, it's
Yes,
a
ma'am.
credit for time served,
Yes,
okay?
Judge. Thank you.
If you want to defend the case, that's your right,
No.
okay? All right, so did you read the plea form?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand everything on it?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand all those rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No, ma'am.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I do find a factual basis to accept your plea based on the affidavit. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 2 days with credit for 2 days' time served.
Yes, ma'am.
No return to the 7-Eleven at 851 Lee Road. No contact with victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. I'll order you pay your court costs by September 21st, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you. Mr. Gaskin, I hope I don't see you again.
Yes, ma'am. You won't see me no more.
Okay.
You're
Good
really
luck.
looking out for me. I really appreciate it, Judge.
Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next person, Amy, is medical.
All right, Ms. James is medical, and is that medical?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So my guess is, so I'm gonna appoint the public defender, and Ms. Felter, did you want to waive?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, it's 2020 MM 466AA. It's trespassing, and there is probable cause. She's not to return back to the Circle K at 1252 South Apopka Boulevard. No contact with victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. I'm gonna set the bond at $250. All right, tell me your name.
Donald Kennedy.
Mr. Kennedy, you are here in 2020 MM 818AW. It's trespass on property after warning. I do find that there's probable cause. Before I appoint the public defender, did you have an offer, Ms. Bush?
Yes, Your Honor. It's an adjudication of guilt. 5 days Orange County Jail, credit for 2 days credit time served, no contact with victim or witnesses, no return to the scene, which is the gas and go at 6415 West Colonial Drive. Abide by all trespass warnings and court costs.
Mr. Kennedy, did you want to accept that offer? It's
Yeah.
5 days with credit for 2 days, so you'd be here another, I think, 2 days or so, okay? You want to do that?
Yeah,
Okay, did you read the plea form?
I can't see nothing.
You can't see? Okay, so you need somebody to help you with the plea form?
I'm all right.
Huh?
It's okay.
I can't hear you.
It's okay.
Well, I know, I need to make sure that you've read and understand the plea form. So I'm gonna appoint the public defender, you filled out the affidavit, and maybe Ms. Felter, if you can go over the plea form with him, that would be great, okay?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Or we can see if the, does that help you? Okay, then, if he doesn't need the help, then I won't appoint him. All right, come on forward, sir. Tell me your name.
Ricky Andre?
Mr. Andre?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're here in a couple of cases. I've got 2020 CF 11382AO. It's fleeing and attempting to elude a law enforcement officer with lights and sirens activated. And I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. You cannot drive without a valid driver's license. Your bond is set at $7,500. And then you've also got 2020 CF 11383AO. It said driving while license suspended as a third subsequent offender. And I do find that there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender. Your bond will stay at $2,500, and you cannot drive without a valid driver's license. Based on those new law arrests, they filed on-view violations of probation in 2 cases. It looks like I've got, I don't even have a case number. They just attached them.
You want me to read it into the record? Here's the order.
So 2012 CF 5285 and 2012 8413. Is that right? Okay. All right, and so they filed on-view violations of probation in those 2 cases. I do find that there's probable cause for those, and I will appoint the public defender for you in those 2 cases. You'll see Judge Whitehead on the violations of probation in a couple days. So keep in touch with the public defender on those, okay?
So, I got a hold, or I'll be able to bond up?
Well, you do have a 5-day hold, and you have no bonds on the violations of probation, so I can't give you any legal advice as to whether or not you should bond out on the cases that you have bond on, because then, you know, you won't be getting any credit. So that's something I can't tell you, but the public defender might be able to tell you what you should or should not do. I certainly can't.
Do you have your PIN number and everything for your attorney? Okay. I'll have him contact you and talk to you about, you know, whether to bond out on the ones that are bondable. But as Your Honor was saying, you don't get credit on that case.
So after 5 days, I'll be able to bond up, or?
No, sir.
No,
you have
we'll
bond
deal
on
with it. We'll call you.
All right, thank you.
We'll call you on the blue box, okay?
All right, Mr. Kennedy, are you finished reading? Okay, I'm glad that we got you those glasses. Thank you. Okay, so did you read the plea form? All right, and again, this is 2020 MM 818AW, and you're gonna enter a plea to the trespass on property after warning Did you understand everything on the plea form?
Yeah.
Do you understand all the rights that you're giving up by entering the plea?
Yeah.
Are you on probation anywhere?
No.
Do you understand if you're not a U.S. citizen, the plea will subject you to deportation?
Right.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I do find a factual basis to accept your plea. I will adjudicate you guilty, sentence you to 5 days with credit for 2 days' time served. No return back to the 6415 West Colonial Drive, the business, so you're not to return back to that location or have any contact with victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. And so I'll order you pay your court costs by September 21st, 2021. If you'd like to appeal the judgment and sentence of the court, you must do so in writing within 30 days. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed for you. Good luck, sir. Okay. So we've got 2 status hearings. Marty Smith. The add-on, the status hearing for Seminole County. All right, good morning. Tell me your name.
Alfredo Soto.
Sorry?
Soto Alfredo.
Okay. Mr. Soto, you're here for a status hearing from Seminole County, case number 2020 CF 825, and the public defender was previously appointed here. Our communications with Seminole County is that your bond is to remain set at $3,000. So if you're still not able to bond out, the public defender, you'll have to contact them. They'll be able to file a motion to modify that, and that would be heard downtown here in Orange County. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Can we skip over stuff and she read to the restaurant, John?
Oh, I had Baker.
Oh, skip it down.
I had Baker.
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 Stanley Baker.
It's a guy, Baker. You have the wrong picture. Where Baker? Baker. Both of us have page 5 in front.
It's Monday. Are they ever gonna move that TV?
I don't know, that one doesn't work when they connect anymore. I'm not sure they never turned it back
Oh.
on since the whole TV
Right,
thing.
but they use that on the weekend?
Yes.
Oh, that's why. I'm like, it's just blocking everything that I
They
see.
had moved it over there and then nothing worked, so they had to plug it back in.
Nothing works.
I mean, no.
We don't have speakers that, our speakers aren't working. I don't know, our interpreter things don't work. Headphones don't work.
Those are brand new headphones we got.
Good morning. Tell me your name.
Stanley Baker.
All right, Mr. Baker, you're here in case number 2020 CF 11374AO. You're arrested for grand theft third degree, possession of burglary tools, and trespass after warning in a conveyance. And I do find that there's probable cause. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You're not to return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. No contact with any victims or witnesses, and abide by the trespass warning. Your bond on count 1 is $1,500, count 2 is $150, and count 3 is $100. All right, thank you, sir. Good morning, tell me your name, or afternoon, I should say.
Efraim Bonano.
All right, sir, you're here in case number 2020 CF 9473. You were arrested pursuant to a warrant, and probable cause was found for grand theft third degree of a motor vehicle. And I will appoint the public defender to represent you in your case. You're not to have any contact with any victim in the case. No return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. The bond will stay at $2,500. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. All right, thank you. Good afternoon, tell me your name. All right, sir, you're here in 2019 CF 14280. You failed to appear for a status hearing on August 5th, 2020. The judge did set your bond at $1,000. Does he have the public defender? I have a form, so I just want to make sure. Either way, I'll appoint the public defender if you don't have the public defender already. Not quite sure, but we're checking. Okay. Okay, so the PD was previously appointed, all right? Okay.
Left number on it, John?
Yes, thank you. Yeah. All right, tell me your name.
Dylan McCarthy, ma'am.
All right, Mr. McCarthy, you're here in a couple cases. I've got 2020 CF 1137780. It's a battery on a law enforcement officer resisting an officer with violence and criminal mischief. And so there is probable cause. I think I have a form for the public defender, so I'll appoint them to represent you in all your cases. In that case, you're not to have any contact with any victim or witness, no drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription, no weapons or firearms or any ammunition. Your bond is $2,500, $150, and then $100. And then you've got a warrant in 2019 CF 13870. And probable cause was found in that case for grand theft 3rd degree and then giving false information. I do see the state filed an information only on the grand theft 3rd degree. So, and I think the warrant also RORs you on count 2 anyway. So you're not to return to any Home Depot. You're not to have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay, I believe it's $5,000. And ROR on count 2. And then I've got 2020 CF 1137880. It's a resisting with violence. There's probable cause, and I think I did appoint the public defender. So no weapons or firearms or any ammunition, no contact with any victims or witnesses. That bond will stay at $2,500. And I've got some out-of-county warrants. I've got Seminole. I've got 2 for Seminole. It looks like the same case number but different charges. So I've got retail theft of more than one location and then a grand theft. And those are both set at $3,000, and that's same case number, 201891. And so we're appointing the public defender here for out of county.
So, ma'am, I got a question. Is it possible to bond out on all the charges, even out-of-county ones?
Yeah, if you can post your bonds, then you will have bonds. And then you have a Hillsborough County case. It's an out-of-county warrant, and you have a bond of $2,000 in that case. So if you're not able to bond out,
Yes, ma'am. Can you tell me how much the bond will be total, ma'am? I believe I could bond out.
I do not know how much your total bonds are.
So what would the process be for me to have, because I'm going to have my people bond me out, ma'am. I just don't, I want to know what
I can't give you any legal advice, but you can call people or you can call the bondsman.
Like, I'm asking, like, do I just got to have my grandmother call up just an Orange County bondsman, or does she have to call a Hillsborough and a Seminole County bondsman as well?
Why don't you call your grandmother and then she can figure out and call the public defender and find out who you need to call. I don't want to give you the wrong information.
Okay. So, do I have a public defender appointed, ma'am, that I could have her reach out to?
Yes,
You
I'll
have
have
the
them
public
reach out to you on the
defender,
blue box,
and then
okay?
you can
Thank
reach
you,
out
ma'am.
to their office. You have them on all of your cases.
All right. Thank you, ma'am.
All right, tell me your name.
Tracy Michael.
All right, Mr. Michael, you're here in 2020 CF 1138780. You were arrested for aggravated battery with a weapon. There is probable cause. I will appoint the public defender. No contact with any victim in the case. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No weapons or firearms or ammunition. no return back to where the offense is alleged to have occurred. Your bond is $3,500. Thank you. Tell me your name, ma'am. Tell me your name.
Jennifer Patton.
All right, Ms. Patton, you're here on an Osceola County warrant, 20 CF 2682. The judge set your bond at $1,000 on counts 1 and 2 and $100 on count 3. And I'll appoint the public defender to represent you in that case. And then you've also got 2020 CF 11384AO. It's possession of methamphetamine and possession of drug paraphernalia, and there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender there. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. The bond will stay at $1,100. I'm not taking any action on the out on release case. All right, thank you. Good afternoon. Tell me your name, please.
Robert Rager.
Mr. Rager, you're here in 2020 CF 11380AO. It's possession of cannabis more than 20 grams, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find that there's probable cause. I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. I'll place you on pretrial release, okay?
Excuse me?
I'm placing you in pretrial release.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. You have a blessed day, Your Honor.
I already asked one,
Read bonded. Thank you. Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Annette Marguerite Stallman.
All right, Ms. Stallman, you're here in 2020 CF 11381AO. You're arrested for grand theft, third degree of a motor vehicle, possession of drug paraphernalia. I do find that there's probable cause, and I'll appoint the public defender to represent you. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. No contact with any victim in the case. The bond is $1,000 and $100. You're out on release. I'm going to revoke but set the bond at $5,000.
Excuse me, ma'am. Your Honor?
Yes.
Can I please say something?
I would not say anything.
Okay.
If you want to speak, and I would speak with Ms. Felter, she's the public defender. I don't want you to say anything on the record that may
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
affect you negatively. But
Yes,
if you
ma'am.
if you have a question,
Yes.
then maybe Ms. Felter can answer that for
Okay.
you.
What's your question?
No.
I didn't know. I didn't steal the car. Me and my boys.
Good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Natasha Stewart.
Ms. Stewart, you're here in 2020 CF 11385. You were arrested for criminal mischief over $1,000. Did you find that there is probable cause? And I will appoint the public defender. You're not to return back to the Sunoco at 843 South Orange Blossom Trail or have any contact with any victim or witness in the case. Your bond will stay set at $1,000. All right, thank you, ma'am. All right, good afternoon. Tell me your name.
Good afternoon. Giovanni Angelo Williams.
All right, Mr. Williams, you're here in 2020 CF 11379AO. You're arrested for possession of MDMA. If you find that there's probable cause, I'll appoint the public defender. No drugs or alcohol without a valid prescription. Your bond will stay at $1,000. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, anything else?
Nothing from the state.
Nothing from the defense, Your Honor.
Okay, we are done for the day.